In Dumb Criminal News,
Are they ever smart?
submitted by Mrs. Steal Your Man.
Oh, who the fuck is that?
Mrs. Steal Your Man.
Yeah.
Mrs. Steal Your Man. She's already married. She's still gonna steal your man.
No, what a fucking bitch.
He's never satisfied. A man who was allegedly hiding drugs in his butt also accidentally shot himself in the balls.
What? So did he go bam and then all the drugs came out of his butt? Like,
I actually never had anything in my ass, but I do want to try it. Just I've never tried it before.
you have the funniest experiments.
Like, that's what you want to try?
Why would you want to try it?
Just so I can relate to these guys and know what it feels like.
Oh, God, Bart.
What?
So you can hear
There's
stories like
also
this
shark
and go,
attacks. You don't have to relate. You can also try that too if you like.
I get enough visuals from just the pictures. Those are scary.
Just say you want to experiment in a little gay shit. That's all you gotta say. You don't gotta front.
yeah, you don't gotta hide stuff in
No,
there.
I'm talking about gangster shit.
Yeah.
Oh, like some like jail shit?
In your
Because like
butt.
when you're in prison and you get your dick sucked, that doesn't mean you're gay.
Drugs. Hide drugs in the butt.
Neutral grounds.
Neutral grounds. Getting your dick sucked in prison by another guy does not mean you're gay.
What does it mean?
Huh? What it means is you're looking for a good time.
It means you're bored.
It means you're bored out of your fucking mind. That's all that it is, dude.
It means you have a long sentence.
That's right. Prison dick, that's all.
Yep, so this story here.
She don't know.
So this convicted felon, this 13-time convicted felon.
13 times.
How do you
That's a
get
lot.
convicted 13
This is in
times?
California, huh? Because
No.
California you can only do 3 times, and then it's life.
What
Yeah.
state is it like a 13 limit?
I don't think it means I don't. I think we're getting strikes mixed up with counts.
Oh.
You could get multiple counts.
Right.
Convicted for multiple counts on a crime.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
So it's not like he was in court 13 times and then sent to jail.
No, he probably committed 13 felonies or something
like he stole $13.
or 13
Felonies.
Yeah, yeah. Like the way counts work is like they stack up crimes.
Yeah.
And then for each thing that you
Like
did,
breaking and entering, and then
Yeah.
grand larceny.
and then you were armed or whatever, and then
were loud
yeah,
when you
yeah.
did it.
Yeah, yeah.
So this guy, this takes place in Washington State, by the way, in Kashmir. And so this dude,
So it's a cholo that wears Patagonia.
yeah, so this dude, he accidentally shot himself in the genitals in his apartment. And by the way, he's 27. So he had a pistol tucked into his front pocket, and then that's when the gun
Should
discharged.
have had a holster.
And it sent the bullet through his testicles and
Ow.
into his thigh.
Oh, like that.
But that's God's work right there, because he's like, you're too stupid. You should not have any more kids.
I know, right? So then, instead of heading directly to the hospital, he told his girlfriend to first drive to the park, where he gave the gun to a friend. So then that's when he went to the hospital, and then as doctors performed surgery,
I forgot he had shit in his ass.
a balloon of marijuana slipped out of his...
Why marijuana?
You don't even have to do it with weed.
That fool had a balloon of Tums in his asshole.
Maybe his girlfriend doesn't know he smokes weed and he wanted to hide it from her.
That's fucking crazy.
Oh,
I thought it was some
he was trying to go to
shit.
jail. Yeah. He was trying to go to jail. So he's trying to sell the weed in jail.
Oh.
So he shot his balls?
I know.
That's a really, like-
Accidentally shooting his balls.
Well, I mean, people do crazy shit to get themselves. I don't think he had. I think that was a complete accident. But he's trying to go and. Okay, so like, the reason why he has just weed in his ass is he's intentionally trying to go in there to sell drugs inside jail.
But then why would he...
Oh, does he? Because he already knows he's gonna go
But
to
he
jail.
made an accident. Yeah.
But then what about the fact that he didn't want to have the possession of a firearm?
Well, he doesn't want to be in
Maybe
jail
the
that
count-
long.
That was an
Yeah.
accident, right?
He doesn't want to go to jail that long, yeah.
Yeah. So there's.
He's probably trying to do a couple months rather than like a couple
Yeah.
years.
Cause I had I had a coworker that was like, when he was down and out, he said that he knew, they all know like the average time you would spend for what charge or whatever, and then he would stuff his butt with drugs. He would go outside, shoot the gun, and then he would call the cops on himself as an anonymous tip, and then they would catch him with the gun or whatever. And then he would go, and he knows that's about like 6 months or something.
But don't they check your butt when you get arrested?
They do.
They
but-
do, but not thoroughly, I guess, because it still gets through.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and then he says like you would just sit there and you would sell weed, and then they put money in your accounts and they do all this stuff, and then you live good because you get fed.
And you're saving money.
Yeah, it's better than being on the
And paying
outside.
rent,
You
yeah.
can't pay rent, you can't pay your food, you don't know what to do.
So if he
Yeah.
gets rid of the gun, what's the charge do you think he's trying to seek?
Yeah.
Like, because what would be
This is in California, right?
No, this is in
Washington.
Washington.
Washington, they have different rules, but weed is pretty much legal now. So that's for anyone having a weed like balloon in their asshole. That means they're trying to sell it in jail.
So let me finish the story.
Okay.
So then, that's when he's getting surgery when marijuana slips out. So the detectives were notified
it slips out?
out his ass, yeah. And
Got
so
too relaxed.
they searched his car and found a bag of meth inside a pair of blood-stained jeans that he'd taken off before going to the hospital.
I think he fucked up which thing he was supposed to put in his ass. He was supposed to put the meth in his ass, and he forgot.
He put
Fuck
the
that.
weed in his ass.
Yeah, the
instead.
wrong
It's like,
balloon.
oh fuck, I fucked up.
After that happened, detectives didn't arrest him at the hospital, but instead issued an arrest warrant on suspicion of second-degree felon in possession of a firearm and unlawful possession of meth. And so he turned himself in 2 days later, and then that's when detectives told him that he tends to store marijuana in his ass. So during a strip search, another
more,
balloon
huh?
of marijuana came out of his ass. And then, so that's when he was arrested and charged with possession of a controlled substance in a correctional facility.
He needs to practice his ass kegels.
So he's been caught before trying to smuggle in weed into jail.
No, from him having the weed come out of his ass during surgery, that's when the detective said, hey, he tends to do this shit.
And then he did it again.
So he did it again.
Yeah.
And then from jail, he made multiple calls to his girlfriend, asking her not to cooperate with the investigators who were listening in on the calls. And so they
This
charged,
guy sucks so bad.
and so they charged him with 4 counts of tampering with a witness.
Yeah.
So now,
How do you not laugh if you're one of those investigators?
I know.
You're just listening with the fucking tapes rolling. You're like,
You know what the funny thing is? I bet you they're not even recording him. He's literally making a phone call with the cop right behind him. They're just like right behind him like this. What are you doing?
I bet the cop is on the other line just watching him like they're both on the phone.
He's just like through the glove like this.
they start feeling sorry for him, how
Like,
stupid he
speak
is.
in the I can't hear you speak. He's like, oh, okay.
Hey, I'm like being recorded right now and shit, but I'm
Well,
least.
I'll show you a photo of him if you're trying to get that accent.
Oh, then he ain't Mexican.
He could be.
He's a white guy.
yeah.
We should have known that.
a
White
white
guys like the.
He looks like
up their ass.
a meth guy.
That is the craziest bowl cut I've ever seen.
Look at his fucking
No, it's
chin
not the
hairs.
craziest.
Look at his
That's not
chin
the
hairs,
craziest.
dude.
But with the mullet.
What do you mean?
Why does he look like he has a mouthful of bubble gum?
That's the
hiding
fucking
that too.
weed.
He sells that in jail.
Did he hide the other weed in his butt chin? Is that where he put it in there?
Stupid.
He's just full of weed, every part of him.
But yeah, so now the 3 incidents are being tried in Superior Court as 3
That's
separate
pretty
cases.
smart.
He'll get a good deal. It's too funny.
I feel like being a detective is easy just from all the news that we get. All you gotta do is just go, all right, that's what he did, and that's what they're just you're
it's
getting
laid
free
out.
information.
Yeah.
You just gotta just write notes.
You just gotta do the paperwork.
I know.
Like you don't gotta actually go in his ass. Like it fell out. Okay, all right, cool.
I know. So he's being held on a $110,000 bail.
Whoa, that's a lot.
It's
Better
combined.
get to selling.
It's a combined.
It's Washington
Better
State.
get that ass packing.
No, back that ass up.
That's crazy. You know what's crazy is how freaking we can just walk into a store and buy weed now.
Isn't that
if you're 20 over
fucking-
21.
What if no one told him that was a thing, like ever?
I know.
In his life, and he's been for the rest of his life just hides weed.
That's why the cops are
asshole.
angry. They're like, stop putting legal substances in your ass. It's
He's
legal.
like a human squirrel.
I ain't saying shit. He goes, you don't have to. It's legal.
He's like, you ain't gonna get me, man.
Oh yeah, you're trying to get me. Yeah, weed's legal, dude.
It's staying up there, man.
Yeah.
Just has Trident gum in there and
Imagine,
shit.
like, he's going through processing and he bends over and his balloon just comes out of his butthole. And he's like, fuck.
And I wonder how big the balloon was.
He's
too. Like,
overstuffing for sure.
I know. This is
He's a
giant
little
thing.
ambitious.
Yeah.
It's like, Peter, you really gotta stop this stuff, man.
Good thing he's not a
his name
woman. He'd have 2 holes to stuff.
His name is Cameron, by the way.
Cameron, close. That is a really white name. Yeah.
Definitely not a
Cameron
little.
Jeffrey Wilson is his
Well,
name.
that's as white as it gets, huh?
Weed booty cam.
3 first
Weed,
names.
booty can, killer can.
3 first names.
Yeah. How old is he?
27.
Oh, he's young.
Damn, how long has he been doing? He probably like increased the ass capacity over the.
You gotta stretch it out.
Yeah.
It's like reverse Kegels. It's like.
What if there's a community of
Ass
people that
yoga?
talk about that shit? They're like, how many ounces you up to now?
I know.
Like gauges?
Like gauges? Like they got a forum online and shit?
How much? I wonder how much you could sell weed for in prison.
I don't know. I know everything is like.
Maybe it's cheaper if it was up your ass longer.
Even cigarettes is hella expensive.
Oh yeah.
Top ramen.
It's halfway cooked. It's half cooked because it's so hot in your
You
butt.
look so weird when you rub your eyes.
That's fucking disgusting.
That's what you're looking.
I wonder if it's like difficult to smoke weed in prison.
Because you can smell it, right?
They have
Yeah.
ways. So we had a big boy on our podcast, that big ass cholo dude, and he was saying like even with like cigarettes and stuff, there's a certain way you hold it where you hide the cherry. So a lot of people when they come out of jail, they smoke like this instead of
I've
like
seen that,
instead of
yeah.
like this because they're holding it. So when you're on the yard, you can't see the cherry, so you can
You
still
can see the
smoke.
smoke.
Well, you could barely. I mean, because they're from so far away, and then especially at night, so you don't want to see that glowing red thing. So there's so many ways. He was explaining like
You
even
let
the
them
way
go
they.
out at night?
Huh?
At night you could
They
go
get
outside?
they get certain times to go to the yard, and there's even different ways of flushing the toilet. Like, there's so many like things that they do.
It's too much work to smoke a cigarette, dude. Fuck.
They get no enjoyment. They gotta get something.
Yeah, something.
I just do crossword puzzles all day.
They get really good at drawing women.
There's a guy hiding that in his ass for you.
I know. Where's my crossword
I got the
puzzle,
latest,
homie?
bro. It's all little ring.
I know. You got the crossword puzzle book in it. He goes, let me tell you something. This is actually worth 10 times more than the weed. This was really hard.
The entire book.
God.
I did this for you.